Well, welcome to Subtraction of Decimals, Real-World Applications. And here we're going to try some problems using subtraction of decimals to solve actual problems that we may encounter in the real world. Well, I'm going to read and work I'll read this and work this one, and then we'll put some up for you to work. Petra is 1 7/10 meters tall. Her daughter Rachel is 1 2,500 meters tall. How much taller is Petra than her daughter? Well, okay, Petra is 1 7/10 meters tall, and Rachel, her daughter, is 1 2,500 meters tall. We want to know how much taller Petra is. So we will subtract. We'll subtract the daughter's age from the mother, and that'll be how much taller the mother is. So we just do simple subtraction. We line up our decimal point, put a placeholder in here, and we subtract. I can't take this, so I'll have to borrow and make this 6, and this will become 10. 10 take away 5 is 5. 6 take away 2 is 4. And 1 take away 1 is 0, so we could put the 0, but we don't have to. Doesn't matter. So we can say that Petra, the mother, is 4,500 meters taller than the daughter, Rachel, by simple subtraction of decimals. Good. Well, let me put a problem up. Now you're going to sort of fly by yourself now. Let me take this down. Let's put this problem up. I'll read it with you and then have you work it. Laya weighs 45 7/10 kilograms. Her younger sister Noria weighs 36 9/10 kilograms. How much heavier is Laya than Noria? Okay, well, put your video or DVD on pause. Work that problem and then turn it back on. Well, okay. So, what do we know here? We know what Laya weighs. She's heavier than Noria. Laya weighs 45 7/10 kilos. And Noria is 36.9. And we want to know the difference. So the difference means subtraction. So 45 7/10 kilos minus 36 9/10 kilos. Now we have our decimals lined up, so we're in good shape. Put our decimal point here, and now we subtract. Well, we're going to have to borrow here and make this a 4 and make that a 17. Okay, 17 take away 9 will give us 8. 4 take away 6, we can't do it, so we have to borrow here, make this a 3, make that a 14. 14 take away 6 is 8. And 3 take away 3 is 0, so we won't even put the 0 there. So we can say that Laya is 8 8/10 kilos heavier than her sister Noria. Well, good. Let's erase this. I'll put another one up for you. Pardon me. Let's look at the World Aid Organization. Pardon me. The World Aid Organization hopes to raise $23 million to aid flood victims around the world. So far, it has raised $15 and $2,500 million. How much more money does the World Aid Organization need to raise? Well, okay, put the video or DVD on pause, work this problem, you get clean, and then turn it back on, and then we'll go over it. Okay. Well, the World Aid Organization wants to raise $23 million. So that's $23 million. And so far, it has raised 15 and 25 hundredths. So 23 million, I know I have to put the decimal there. Now 15 and 25 hundredths million dollars. Put my place values here. So if they want to raise this amount and they've raised this amount, if I subtract this from this, that'll tell me how much more they have to raise. So I've lined up my decimals. I put my decimal point after the whole number, 23, so I'm all set. Now I do the subtraction. Well, okay, I have to borrow here, so this becomes 2 and that becomes 10, but I have to borrow from that, and that becomes 9 and that becomes 10. 10 take away 5 is 5. 9 take away 2 is 7. 2 take away 5, I cannot do that, so I have to borrow, and that becomes 12. 12 take away 5 is 7. 1 take away 1 is 0, so we don't do anything. So they want to raise 23 million. They have raised 15 and 25 hundredths million, and so they need 7 and 75 hundredths million more that they have to raise by subtraction. Well, good. I think we have time for one more. So we'll erase that. And we'll put this problem up. Okay, in the year 2000, there were 174 and 2/10 million females in the United States and 145 and 7/10 million males. How many more females were there than males? All right, we'll put the video on pause, or the DVD on pause, work this problem, and then turn it back on, and then we'll get a chance to do it together. Okay, good. Well, let's take a look. In 2000, we had 174 and 2/10 million females in the United States. And we had 145 and 7/10 million males. And we want to know how many more females. So if we subtract the males from the females, we'll find out how many more females there were. Well, I've lined up my decimals. Put my decimal down here to make sure in the answer. Okay, so now I have to borrow here, make this a 3. This will be 12. 12 take away 7 gives me 5. Well, I'm going to have to borrow here, make that a 6, and that'll become 13. 13 take away 5 gives me 8. 6 take away 4 gives me 2. 1 take away 1 is 0. I don't put the 0. So if I subtract the number of males from the number of females, there are 28 and 5/10 million more females in 2000 in the United States than there were males. Well, good. So there are some application problems in the subtraction of fractions. Next lesson, I believe we're going on to multiplication. I mean the subtraction of decimals, I'm sorry. And next time, I think our next lesson is multiplication of decimals. Hope to see you then. Thank you. Bye.